Hi, everyone, and welcome to this Keptn community meeting on March 11th. As usual, we are following here the CNCF Code of Conduct. That basically means please be excellent to each other. If you happen to be in this our meeting document, please also add your name to the attendee list. I'll go ahead and do the same, and then let's get started. So there were actually no questions or discussions we have to clarify from last meeting. If we missed something, please let us know. And also, I think right now a lot of discussions and questions and answers are actually done in the Slack channel. So, but if there's something we want to discuss in this meeting, just bring it up and add it to the agenda. We already discussed this last week a little bit. I just want to highlight this again. So we have a little bit of a new, let's say, cadence. We are keeping the community-focused content every other week, and we also have our kind of feature presentations and more presentations from the Keptn maintainers and Keptn core team on the weeks in between. So actually, we're starting today with features, I think, related to Keptn 8.1 already. And next week, we will then have more community-featured content, and we also keep a backlog of this. So if you want to present something here in the Keptn community meeting, please feel free to edit up there in the meeting in our PR backlog. So we actually have Josh already lined up for next week. And we are happy to host you also here to present and discuss contributions to Keptn. Another thing I want to highlight, last week, Keptn 0.8 has been released, and it's a really great new version. But that also means please go ahead and upgrade your Keptn installations. Also, if you're developing on Keptn, if you're writing tool integrations to Keptn, please upgrade your installation. There are a couple of things that have changed. So therefore, there's also a migration guide. Actually, I will update the link here for the migration guide. And also, Christian has already recorded the video how to upgrade your services. And we are in the process of upgrading now all the services that are where we know where we can work with the contributors. So if you're interested in the new version of Keptn, it's 8.1. We have all the issues that we are currently working on, or the team is working on, also listed in our planning board. But actually, I think this would be more or less Johannes' responsibility and to go over this. Since he is not able to join today, I will just skip this part. We can dig into this also at the end of the meeting next week. But I think I will already hand over to Florian. Before that, I'm just asking if there are any questions on those items, on the kind of organizational items. If not, I'm handing over to Florian.
All right, thank you, Jürgen. Let me just share my screen. Well, today I want to show you two pull requests. Both are related to our integration tests and the adaptation and extension of those. So as you might know, we are currently working on supporting the capabilities for the remote execution plane. So that means that, for example, any service that can take over a task sequence task does not have to necessarily run within the same cluster as the remaining Keptn installation, but with this remote execution plane feature, the task executors can run anywhere and communicate with Keptn via the Keptn API. And therefore, it also made sense to add an integration test for that. And that is what we've done here. So basically, what happens here, we have this new test step within our integration test workflow, where we install the remote execution plane. And in that case, we take the Helm service and the JMeter service, which now have their own Helm charts that are being delivered as part of the release. And what we do here is we, after installing the full version of Keptn, we scale down the original deployments of the Helm service and the JMeter service, so the ones that are located in the same cluster and same namespace and communicate via the internal API. And instead of those, we are using the Helm charts of those services, apply them and configure them so that they use the remote control plane mode, which means that they are using their distributor pod to act as a proxy to the Keptn API and thus only communicate with Keptn via the external endpoint. And the remaining, what happens then is we are using those two services within our previous continuous delivery integration test, which is the test where we basically deploy the cards and the cards DB service first to the dev stage, then to the staging stage, and then to the production stage. Or, well, not the production stage anymore, but more on that in the next issue. But first, I would like to ask if there are any questions about this new integration test.
I probably missed it in the beginning, but this is then installed on the same cluster or on a different cluster?
It is on the same cluster, but they are exclusively using the externally exposed Keptn API. So from
they behave like they would be on the
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It is the same as they would run in a different cluster, but spinning up two clusters would be a bit of an overkill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if there are no further questions, I would like to continue with the next issue, which is also an integration test. And in that case, for the parallel execution or multiple parallel stage execution feature that has been introduced in Keptn 0.8. And to show you what we mean with this, let me show you this example shipyard file. So this is the shipyard file that we are now using for testing the continuous delivery use case. So as we previously did, we have the dev stage, the staging stage, but now instead of the production stage, which we previously had, we have now a production A and production B stage. And they are both triggered as soon as the delivery sequence in the, here it is. If you look at the trigger here, they are both triggered after the delivery sequence in the previous stage, which is the staging stage, has been finished. So that means that first we sequentially deploy to the dev stage. So we deploy, test, evaluate, and then release. Then the staging stage is triggered by the completion of that delivery sequence in the dev stage. Then, yeah, again, we deploy, test, evaluate, and release. And then this delivery stage and the staging stage is finished. And then instead of just triggering one sequence after that, we trigger two sequences, which are then executed in parallel. So the artifact is then delivered both in production A and production B. And yeah, basically we have added this shipyard to the continuous integration test. And that pretty much is the only change from a user perspective that has changed for this use case. Now we have the means of testing this parallel execution feature. Are there any questions about that? All right, if not, I will hand over to Emin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I plan to present one pull request today. It's about showing services and recent sequence in the stage tile of the environment screen as a table. This pull request is still under review and open, so there might be some changes still coming in, but yeah, I wanted to present you the current status because yeah, it shows already quite interesting view. Let's have a look at the issue. What was the previous version showing? We had here the stage tile, and in the stage tile we had the services as tags displayed, and showing us the service name and the tag which is deployed currently, and it indicated also red or blue if there was a problem or open approval on the stage for this service. And yeah, the wireframes suggested to show it like a table and show the latest sequence here, also the status of the sequence, either if it's still running, or it finished successfully or with a failed status. And we also show the evaluation result of this sequence here next to this sequence details. And of course, the most interesting part is always a live review. So I'm showing you here my bridge, and I will have a look at the sock shop approve, and I will just trigger here a delivery so that something is happening in the background while I'm showing you this environment screen. As you can see, I have here several services deployed, and yeah, because I don't have so many services, I reuse the cart service here and deployed it multiple times. But as you can see in the staging stage, I have for the carts service a delivery sequence with an open approval. And as you can see here on the left side, the delivery I just triggered is coming in here. So here is a delivery sequence going on. Let's focus here on the staging stage. For this cart service that I deployed here, the delivery is already finished, and I also see the evaluation here. So the result of this evaluation can be also easily seen. When I click on this one, of course, on the right side, the services are sorted by importance as they are also here. So the latest sequence will be shown on top, and that will be the sorting for the services, so that I can see, for example, here, there is an open approval for this service, and I can trigger this approval, for example, or also if there are problems and remediation actions running currently for this service, it will be on top, and I can see the remediation actions that are going on at the moment. Yeah, that's what happened in the environment screen. Are there any questions? Yeah, if there are no questions, thank you very much. And that's all I wanted to present. I'm handing over to you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for this update. I think it looks really good. Are there any more questions? I know that we're not a very big round today, but let us know if you have any questions. Also, let us know if you have already tried the latest version of Keptn, and we are happy about all the feedback that we can get from the community. If there are no other questions, or if there is no other feedback, then I would like to close this call a little bit earlier than usual. And thanks so much for participating, and see you all next time in our more community-focused developer meeting. And next time, actually, Josh is going to present his contribution in terms of a spelling checking bot that is, or it's not, yeah, it's a bot, but in terms of a GitHub action that is now integrated also in Keptn, and really has improved the Keptn project by removing some of the typos that we made in the project. So that's really appreciated, and we will see next week how he was developing the spot and how he integrated it. So he's really the developer of this spot, as far as I know. So that will be really cool. Okay, then thanks everyone, and see you all next week. And in the meantime, see you on Slack.
Cool. See you.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.